Oh my god, it's so dark. I don't know. It's just not giving. Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Priscilla and I make YouTube videos about career, travel and lifestyle. And I have not said that introduction in such a very long time. It's been about 9 months since I took a break from YouTube. It was not intentional. It just happened, and yeah, so I thought I should come back. I posted on my Instagram and asking you guys to give me some questions so that I can answer them as a way of easing back into YouTube. And yeah, so let's see. Okay, so I asked you guys to give me some questions so that I can answer them, and I just want to do an updated don't get ready with me, an update, get to know me better. And yeah, so some life updates. I got married. Yes. Yeah. These are my rings, my dream ring. If you guys have followed me for a while, you know that I've always said I want a Tanzanite ring when that time comes, and my husband didn't disappoint. When that time came, he got me a Tanzanite, and yeah, so I'm super happy about it. If you follow me on Instagram, you've probably seen the videos of our wedding, of some pictures, and yeah. Of course, the biggest question is, why do I keep him? Why am I hiding him? I'm not hiding him. He's not a secret. Everyone around me knows him. They've met him. They were there for the wedding. It's just out of privacy and respect, boundaries that I've drawn in relation to our family. He's an introverted extrovert actually, but he didn't sign up for this YouTube, Instagram sort of life. He has socials, but literally zero posts. So honestly, it's not his kind of life, so I wouldn't want to throw him into it for nothing. But if you do meet us outside, please come by, say hello. Yeah, he's not a secret. Anyway, let me jump into the questions that you sent. So some of the questions that you guys sent, and I'll start with Philomera Ba was asking if it is okay with me to talk about the design and continuation process of my house and any highs and lows I had. Interesting, such a good question. So I haven't done this in a while, so you have to really be kind and gracious to me in the comments. So yes, I shared about my construction house, my construction English decides to fail me when I decide to come back. Anyway, I shared about my construction experience. I have built my house. It's a four bedroomed, 3 baths. So, and yeah, it's so someone is asking me if I can share my design process. Really, I don't know, it's been a while since the last started building. I completed, I started building in 2019. And yeah, so the house is done. I've tiled it, put in everything. I just need to furnish it. I've just not been able to furnish it because I've been busy with getting wifed. But I think one of my highs is just seeing something that you've designed come to life. That's such a high. Like, it's so exciting seeing everything come to life, like, you know, seeing, like, choosing the tiles, picking out the bathroom fittings, like just seeing the shell become a home. That is really exciting. And like seeing the gardens. I had my traditional ceremony at my home. My home and my mom's home are not so far apart. So yeah, so it was really such a high for me. I think the low was, of course, I didn't want to tile my floor. I wanted polished concrete. But at the time when I was building, it's a self-build. I didn't use an agency or a contractor. It was me and my mom who did it. So, and I think that the challenge to that is that in Uganda, knowing the plugs is not easy. So I reached out to some people who said, oh, we can do for you polished concrete. And I will try to put a picture here if I still remember how they do those things. It's been a while since I edited a YouTube video, so I don't even know if I still have the software. But anyway, I was saying that I wanted polished concrete, and that everyone who would come and say, oh, we can do it. But then when I asked them to show me what other work they've done, they didn't really have a portfolio. So I was a bit scared. to invest so much money in that, yet I'm not sure how it would look. So yeah, so I ended up getting tiles. So that was like a low. I didn't want tiles at all. And in my future farmhouse, I just want polished concrete. Like I want that as if Scandi look on the floor, but yet a Mediterranean look. Honestly, I have no specific style, but yeah, that was a low that I had. And but other than that, honestly, my experience was good. I will be lying if I said that I have so many lows. Yeah. I think the only other, not law, I wouldn't call it a law, but so I was constructing my house, and at that time I was extremely single, without even a son of Adam in question. So the fact that now I'm married, and of course my husband has, his home, okay, now our home, you know, so I moved into our new home. So I sort of feel it's like not really a law, but it's a sort of a thing, like I had hoped I would first of all decorate my house, and then move into I don't know, but you get the gist. I'm not sad about it because of course it's still our home. We'll still be able to visit and stay there and stuff like that, but it's just a sort of different, took me a while to shift my mindset. Yeah. Then Byte256 is asking, I just can't wait, how are you managing work-life balance as a married woman? Yes, I love these questions. Thank you so much. So honestly, I feel like I'm going to be saying this a lot. So disclaimer, my relationship and my marriage is not your typical marriage for many people. Yeah. So without giving off so much detail, me and my partner are not very, we are traditional, but I don't know, I don't know how to say it without saying it. It's so he's quite comfortable with me and my work. Like he met me in this space where I work abroad, and he is so okay with it. I met him also in a career that he loves, and I'm so okay with that. So we are currently navigating a long distance relationship, and yeah, it's so far I can say it's been okay. I travel home every 6 weeks. I'm home, I see him, I spend time with him for like 2 weeks or 3 weeks. So honestly, it's a very non-traditional long distance relationship. So I'm not really managing anything. If that makes sense. I'm not managing anything. Yeah, it's just my life is going on, and yeah, my husband's called Michael, and Michael is there. We are living our lives. We talk, like it's like how we were when we were dating. So, and it's something I don't take for granted. I'm really privileged, because I feel like for many people, I think when they get married, their lives, especially for women, our lives are altered greatly. But I'm so privileged to have a partner who's supportive. So I don't have any pressure to leave my job, any pressure to move back when I'm home. I'm a wife as it comes. I'm around the home. I enjoy cooking, and I enjoy like homemaking. So when I'm home, I lean into that energy heavily, and when I'm away, I lean into my energy of being the boss babe that I am. So I don't I'm not managing. Yeah. Then Tracy Ahurira was asking, what did I study? I studied law, and I have 2 masters, one from University of Western Cape and one from the University of Oxford. Yeah. Then Ivan Tenyera is asking, hey Priscilla, how was your relationship with God, and how has it helped you thus far you have come? Yo, this is such a good question. Let me tell you, I am nothing without God, honestly. If you know my life story, by worldly standards, I shouldn't have succeeded. I lost my parents when I was very young. You know, and it was, if like ideally people would say when you're an orphan, I don't consider myself an orphan, but yeah, when you are an orphan, life is difficult, and it's the truth. When you lose your parents, life really gets altered a lot. But we were so privileged to have a supportive family, but more than that, we're privileged to have a family that loves each other. My mothers, who some of you would call aunties, literally raised us, and if you come to my home, there is no difference between who is who. Like all of us are children, all of us are sisters. Like I don't even have cousins. Me, I have sisters and brothers. So yeah, it's and honestly, it's by the grace of God that we were all like that, because growing up in a blended family can be a bit complicated. But we were so privileged that we didn't have those issues. We didn't have issues of being so loud, or those were not really our struggles, and it's just really been God. And when I look but the song that every time I remember, sometime I was home, and the song by now that Sissy Wanyans redid it, Goodness of God, came on, and there was a video of her and her family, and I just broke down and cried, because when I think of my life story, it is only God. Honestly, it's only God. Like everything I've done, from my master's scholarships, both my first and second, it's really good. My job, really good. My husband, really good. My friends, really good. Like everything that I have is by the grace of God. So for me, and I think that's all I know. That's why I really lean heavily into it. I talk about it a lot. I don't talk about it from a form of saying I am self-righteous, I'm holier than thou. It's never really been about that. It's more about, look, I know how much God loves me, and that's all that I can boast in, God's love for me. And I'm not perfect. I've never, I don't want to be put on a pedestal or anything, but God has held me. God has held me. And let me tell you, if you've lost your parents, you know the pain that comes with it, the grief. And I lost both my parents when I was a kid. I think, what class was I? Below P4, P5. I was as an understanding child. But let me tell you, I carried so much pain in my heart for so long. So long that I remember there are days, I think I was on campus. I gave my life to Christ in S1. A friend of mine called Prima at Gonza led me to Christ. And I didn't even know really what that meant at that time. But my sister was born again. So, we used to watch LTV, TBN, Creflo, those people, Benny Hinn. We used to watch all those guys. And, I just used to watch. My sister used to watch. And then I just, gave my life to Christ. But it didn't really make sense then. When I was at campus, it's like God came alive. I think I became mature and I could understand. It's like God came alive. And I remember every time I would be in like a prayer retreat or a prayer meeting and they're praying, I would cry. Like I had such heaviness in me, and and I guess people would be thinking I'm being touched by the Holy Spirit in the beginning, but I think God was just doing surgery on my heart. I had so much pain, and there's a pain that you carry. And when you lose your biological parents, and let me tell you, grief, it can consume you in the ways that you never ever imagined. So I'm really thankful that God healed me. God yanyi gave you wundu byang. I don't even know how to say it in English. God nursed me back into this place that you guys are seeing. So yeah, so for me, really, it's really been good. And everything that I have, I don't even boast in anything. I know some people, I think it's Psalms 27 that says others boast in chariots, others boast in their wisdom, but I boast in the name of the Lord. Because honestly, for me, that is all. I don't have a family name that unlocks doors. I don't, but me as me, I honestly, I just boast in God. So yeah. Then Winnie Chom is asking, how has it been adjusting to living together for the time you are together? So it's been quite good. So when we got married, I moved in. When we got our first traditional wedding, for me that's like a marriage. I moved into my our home now, and so we started living together. But because I'm in and out, it's a bit different, it's like every time we are seeing each other, it's like we're seeing each other for the first time, like that excitement of I'm coming back, speaking from the airport. So yeah, but it's my husband is quite kind and very very understanding, but also very mature. So he's very accommodating. Yeah, he's very accommodating. And yeah, so it's honestly, it's been easy. I will not lie that it's been difficult. I'm not a person who hates sharing space. I don't mind sharing space. The only thing that I have an issue is using the bathroom. Like when I'm doing number 2, I don't want him to be even close by, so a good thing is, we have different bathrooms. So yeah, other than that, I'm still a bit shy in those areas, but he keeps saying, wait, when very soon you'll be like so open, even doing number 2 and your door is open. I'm like, what? Never ever. But yeah, so it's really been good. Then at Kunda, Anna is asking, did you ever give up on finding the one? Plus, was it hard at 30, as most people say? Interesting. So I guess this one I know my story. If you're new here, I got engaged. When was it? I think 27, 28. I think I was 27 or 28. At 28, I think I got engaged. I called off my engagement. And I left the country to do my PhD as a way of, I needed a fresh start. But I think that for me that was when it was hard, you know, the calling off the engagement was the hard part. But after I overcame that, I feel like I rested. Like, I'm like, you know what, I'd rather, I think, because, you know, if you've not felt the fear of the feeling of being trapped in a relationship, and not trapped because your partner can't allow you to leave, but you're trapped by your own expectations, trapped by society's expectations, trapped by your fears of, let me tell you, the fear of what will they say. The fear of what will they say. Yo, that fear can trap you. So I think I experienced that fear in that moment, in that relationship. And the moment God delivered me from that, the moment I was able to overcome and called off the engagement, I feel like it gave me a level of freedom that I had never experienced. So for me, I was not, after that, after 28, I was like, you know what, what's the worst that can happen? I've already called off an engagement. I'm like, you know, eh? So I seized, it did, the pressure died. I had pressure at I think about 26, 27, because now about there, all my friends were getting married, everyone I know was getting married. Oh my god, you know, yeah. And then after that, I was like, at 28, when I finished, I said, you know what, I'd rather be single than be married to a person who's going to give you a wahala for life. I'd rather be by myself than being a so-called marriage, but yet again you're as if on your own. You get? So I didn't, like the pressure, I felt it at 20, at 27, 26, you know. But yeah, the pressure is real. The pressure is real. Most of it is either self-imposed, and self-imposed because, you know, we have our own calendars that we have internalized, but also sometimes family, friends, strangers on the internet, like everything. And we talk about this in this season. The way society is designed is so designed for a partnered person, you know, either a man or a woman, and more a partnered woman, you know. So an unpartnered woman in this society, it's very challenging to live life because you get judged immediately. People like call you all kinds of, I remember when I got married, some of my colleagues, because of this culture in Pakistan is very different from, not very different but similar, but different a bit, you know. One of my colleagues came and told me, oh, you're now a whole woman. If I had not done the work, you know, I was going to go from them. But then Bambi, I empathized. I knew where they were coming from, you know. So because in many of our cultures, marriage is the end goal. Marriage is like the ultimate. Marriage is put on a pedestal. Marriage is a good thing. Don't get me wrong. I enjoy it. I'm enjoying being partnered, like doing lugama with my husband, calling him and we talk. Like, it's really amazing. However, it does not mean that it's the end and all. You get, yeah? Anyway, so yeah, what was the question? Haven't I even gone off? Did I ever give up on finding the one? I didn't ever, I don't believe in the one, yeah. I don't believe that there's only one person. I believe that there's people you can be compatible with. I believe there's values that people hold that you can, you know, you can want to partner with. I don't believe that God created only one person, but I know what this person means. I didn't give up on finding the one. I knew that I would always meet amazing people, amazing men that I would want to be partnered with. That wasn't an issue. But I made peace with the way my life was. I made peace with being unpartnered at 28. I made peace being unpartnered at 30. I made peace being unpartnered at 35. I was like, you know what? It's okay. It's fine. If this is the way God has said it's going to be for me for now, it's okay. I was not on pressure to, you know, to manufacture it or anything. And yeah, because guys, the truth is, you'd rather be by yourself than be in a sham relationship. You don't sleep, you don't eat, you're crying. Like me, those feelings I experienced when I was calling off my engagement are things I never want to experience. I love my peace so much. No. So I didn't give up, but I made peace with how my life was, and I really honestly found fulfillment in so many other things. YouTube saved me. I was always doing my YouTube videos, like I even forgot, you know, traveling, my job, school, like I filled my life with things that meant something to me, and I advanced. I never ever put my life on hold, ever. I said, you know what, I will keep going because yeah, if it's in my stars, if God says it will happen, and when it does, it will be beautiful. But I'm not going to put my life on pause waiting for a son of Adam to come and find me. Yep. Then Your very own is asking, hey, briefly talk us through your career journey. Did you go to LDC and all that pointers? Interesting. I did go to LDC against my wish. I've never used my LDC degree. However, I remember, and I don't want to sound so spiritual, but I can't really help it. I remember one day when I was praying and asking God if what my next move should be, I had a dream. And at that time in LDS, I don't know if it still happens, at that time in LDS we used to have pre-entry examinations. And I told God that the only way I'm getting into LDC is if I pass the pre-entry on the first instance. If I fail it, I'm not doing it. So, and I had a dream that we had gone to where they hang the results of the pre-entry and my name was on the notice board. I had passed, and that was the answer to my prayer. So I did the exam, I passed it as the dream said, and after, like when it happened, I understood why God needed me to be at LDC. At LDC it was more of a ministry opportunity. I got the chance to lead the LDC fellowship, which was such an amazing opportunity, and I feel like I'm still walking in some of that grace up to today. I feel like the things that I'm experiencing in my life were unlocked, by me saying yes to that opportunity of service. So yeah, I did LDC and yeah, I enjoyed it. And Loco is asking me what is my favorite perfume. Honestly, if you had asked me this question a few years ago, I would have known. Currently, I have like 6 perfumes and I use all of them. What would be my favorite right now? I think I would say the Dolce & Gabbana Devotion is my favorite because it's my newest. But I used to want to collect perfume, but I don't find perfumes anymore interesting. I have like 6 perfumes, very basics, staples, niche perfumes, and that's it. So I would say I think Dolce & Gabbana Devotion, but also I really, really like Christian Dior, the Privé collection. And I think the one that I have is a Tobacola. And yeah, I think I would say Tobacola and Devotion would be my favorite. And Hilda Glosh is asking, how would I describe my style? Honestly, I don't know. I lie. I would be lying if I told you I knew how to describe my style. Because, when I think about the things, I honestly dress for comfort. I dress based on how I feel. Dress based on where I'm going. I don't have a specific style. All I would say, I think it's maybe, I don't know, eclectic is the word, very diverse. I honestly don't have a style. The same way I don't have an interior decor style, the same way I don't have an outfit. Because today you'll find me as a tomboy, tomorrow you'll find me very elegant, today you'll find me in linen all the way, tomorrow you'll find me in shorts and what. But I think the other, I don't know. I don't have a style. I'll be lying. Then Tafra is asking, what boundaries did you put in your relationships to not indulge sexually? Ooh, interesting. So I have talked about the fact that I was celibate until I got married. Celibate to one extent. We kissed. It's not like we said no kissing. No, I did kiss and a few other things. But what boundaries did I put in place? One, I made it very clear to my partners that I'm not going to indulge sexually, so they all knew right from the start. None of them would say that they were shocked. And for me, if our values didn't align in that way, it was okay. Like if a guy would tell me, for me sex is very important. I remember dating a Nigerian guy, and we didn't really date. We're in the talking stage. And he said, I like you, you're such an amazing person, but for me, I really can't be celibate because sex is a very, very essential part to connection and intimacy. Honestly, I understood and I said, look, brother, I like you, I understand, release you in peace, and we stayed friends. So I feel like for me, it was just being very clear right from the start what my boundaries, what my non-negotiables was. And when it came to my husband, yeah, I told him right from the start, like the first conversation we had, I said it, and he was like, yeah, no problem, like, yeah. So I think for me, it's just about saying what you're willing to do and what you're not willing to do. And yeah, if a guy likes you, he'll respect that. If he likes you and not respect it, it's okay. Release them and find someone who will understand where you're coming from, because it's useless for you to, a guy has told you very clearly, for me, sex is important. You're still holding on. Why? you know, because then if you told the guy, me, I don't want to be intimate, him, he's saying being intimate is important to him, both of you are failing to agree on a key component, so both of you should separate and move your different ways. The other boundary, yeah, for me was, if I'm not comfortable, I'm not going to do it. If my no is a no, if I don't want to meet you in your place or whatever, I will not. So it was just being very clear on what I can do and what I can't do. So yeah. Then Flosha is asking, how did you meet your hubby, and how did you know he was the one? Let me tell you, I remember asking this question multiple times to older women when I was on campus. How did you know he was the one? How did you know he was the one? How did you know he was the one? And they would always tell me an answer that I would roll my eyes, and I cannot believe that I'm the one now going to say it. Please don't roll your eyes. Don't. Yes, don't roll your eyes. When you know you don't. I know. I honestly know it's not so helpful. But, okay, so how did you meet my husband? Let's backtrack. My husband and I were introduced through a mutual friend. A mutual friend who knows him and who knows me thought that we'd make a good couple. And then, yeah, we were introduced, and they were not wrong. Yeah, we hit it off right from the start, and you know, in a normal world, our paths would never have crossed, because you know, both of us are on the move, fast-paced life, blah 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 blah. Yeah, but God in His mercy and wisdom said, "Look, I have an angel. I know someone. So you and like honestly, it's a story of grace. We didn't orchestrate anything. It's just my friend saw him. They were talking like, can I just talk to Priscilla? Oh my God, these two, and yeah, one thing led to another, and here we are. And then how did I know he was the one? Honestly, let me tell you, the card had gotten full and I'd forgotten the wahalas of YouTube. Anyway, I was saying that when you know, you know. And I really hate this answer a lot, but I can't find ways of putting it. Let me tell you how. One, for me, I believe that God speaks to me in very many ways. One of the ways is a peace, and because I've dated, and I know what I was looking for. I was not like I was, you know, but there was just a peace about him. But also we aligned so well on so many things that are important to me. Faith. We aligned on our value systems. We aligned on how we see the world. We aligned on our political stance. We aligned on like money. We aligned on so many things. And it was not even an aligning of, you know, like of pretense, but it was just so perfect. And another thing is the reputation that he has. Let me tell you, it's very important to, you know, like sometimes people say like people hide their relationships, but I met people who knew him, and the reputation that he had really for me was like a stamp in the right direction. And I mean, there's just so many things that really confirmed to me that indeed this is a person that really I should go with and I wanted to be with. And for me also another thing was a guy who's supportive of my career. That was something I wasn't sleeping on. Like I was not, either if he had said about me, I want a woman who does what, I said, say whatever. They knew it was nice meeting you. You're an amazing guy. I like you. Sparks are flying, but there's more to life than just sparks. So for me, because I was so clear on the call upon my life in terms of my career and where God is leading me, I was not willing to sacrifice that for anything. So I needed a partner who understood that, who saw it, and who was willing to support it. And he is that kind of person, you know. The other thing is I needed a person who is secure in himself as a man, and he's not going to be threatened or going to feel insecure, feel small, or whose ego is bigger than him, you know. So there's just so many things, but I feel like if you ask this for yourself, one of the ways is you need to know what you are looking for. You need to know what are your non-negotiables. You need to know your value system and what core values you're looking for in a person. These things of, oh, he must be tall, dark, and handsome, those are very like basic things. Many people are those things. But there is things that you really can't see, things that you can't teach a man, things that you can't touch. And I've been through marital counseling before. When I was getting married the first time, when I was engaged, we went through a course called Ndoa, and it really taught us a lot. And one of the things that I remember is the things that you're seeing now in a guy when you're dating him, when you get married, they will become even more amplified. So those things of dating a man thinking he'll change, or you'll change him because you married him, no. The way you found him is the way you're taking him. And you have to ask yourself the question, if he does not change, am I okay? And you know, so for me, when I met my husband and I asked myself, if he does not change, am I fine? I was more than fine. Like, you know, I found him in a stage where I'm like, I'm more than happy, so let us go. Anyway, yeah, but it's there's many things, and this, I wish I could delve into this. I'm not a marital expert, I'm not a relationship expert, I'm just sharing my experience. But above all, listen to your gut. Above all, listen to your inner man. Above all, listen to the spirit in you, because God speaks and God will tell you. And trust me, you will know that this isn't the person for me, but you either will ignore it or you will try to justify it. But deep down, when you strip away all those things, you will know. Because trust me, I knew from my other, when I was engaged before, I knew that, yeah, this thing is not the one. This thing is not the one. And yeah, so you definitely will know. And then the last one is, how did I manage to build my house? Okay, good question. You guys are quite interested. How did I manage to build my house? By saving. By putting all the money that I had. Honestly, at the time when I was building my house, if you would do me like this, you could sulika me and I would have no penny. Because let me tell you, cement is expensive. Emitayimba is expensive. Mitayimba is what in English? Iron bars are expensive. My house is on a hill. So let me tell you, building on a hill is nice when you see a house is finished. But the retaining walls that you're going to put in, that's a good thing we didn't buy a lot of stones, because my house also was in lots of stones. But either way, you still have to buy some stones. Stones, sand. Then your building is not a problem, like lifting the house. Then the finishings. Me, I wanted a sugar daddy. I wanted a sugar daddy. The finishings, my God, that's a whole other journey. So yeah, so it was one, saving, putting all the money that I had there, but also, I mean, God really supported and helped me, because honestly, sometimes I look at it, I'm like, me, I did that. Wow. Yeah. So I honestly just managed to live on a budget, and yeah, put everything that I had in the house for the years when I was building it, and that's all. I believe that when you really want something, you go out for it. Yeah, no one, because you know, if you wait to have, let's say 20 million, or if you wait to have 80 million or 100 million in cash to start building, if you can, good for you. Me, I couldn't. So I started with what I had. I started with 15 million that I had, and the rest found me as I build. And I think that there's an amazing, I think my apostle always keeps saying that once God has given you a dream and you start, he will support it. You know, he will send money your way. So I started, all the salary I would get, I would put there, I didn't buy luxurious things. Wait, did I? Okay, I lie. I bought a bit, but you get, yeah. I really tried to live in my budget, and I focused on constructing. I didn't have a car for the time when I was constructing, because yeah, I didn't have the money to buy a car. I only bought a car after I finished my house. So yeah, different people, different priorities. But if it's your priority to build, start with what you have, start with where you are, and the rest will follow. Yeah, so I think that brings us to the end of the questions. Thank you so much for your questions. I hope that I've been able to answer all of them very well. And yeah, please do subscribe, leave a comment down below, and hit the thumbs up. I'm really going to try to be consistent for this year. I need to sit down and come up with like a nice plan. So if you guys have things you want me to talk about, let me know in the comments below. I'm back. I really enjoy YouTube. I really enjoy YouTube. I feel like YouTube is one of my safe spaces. I've now started enjoying Instagram much more than YouTube, but I'm coming back. I'm back. So let me know what you guys want to hear, and definitely don't ask me to meet my husband. Those things are not going to be possible, okay? I know some people are saying, oh, I want to see you, I want to talk to your husband. That ain't gonna happen. But me as me, you have me here. I'm going to talk and stuff like that. So thank you so much for watching, guys. Like, comment, and subscribe. Let me get out of here. Bye.